over Tyler, or by 6 points over Tyler Trott. Trey Spire is third. Frank Latois, the defending champion, he is fourth, 14 points off the pace. And Nicole Chambrello is in fifth, 1 spot ahead of Alexandra Ferd. So Dan Denbeck at 93, not only does he have 2 victories, not only does he have big power underneath the hood, he has the point lead as we get ready to turn it loose.
Lights are off, provided by Wheelan Engineering, American made and proud of it. Double greens are in the air from Rich Keeter on the starter's stand, and Zachary Robinson leads the parade of cars, and all of a sudden Robinson goes around. Mad scramble, but everybody's headed in the right direction, and believe it or not, down the back straightaway, Frank Latois is the leader of the pack.
Boy, a little spin and straighten out for Zach Robinson, so we stay under green. Tyler Trott now might have made contact with Denbeck, who winds up in the grass. Denbeck in turn number 4, and we'll see if he can get that car evicted from the weeds, and it looks like he is in. Turf Builder doing great, considering this is his first, considering last year at this time, he was racing on Monday night in the Wild Thing Park, so it's a pretty good adjustment to go from a park to a dare stop. And Marcello is doing pretty good at it.
Certainly is. Denbeck was the machine that brought out the caution. He picks up at the rear of the field. As now the field is doubled up, lights are off, provided by Wheelan Engineering. We salute our sponsors tonight, the Napa Auto Parts Store of Colchester, Connecticut, and the Napa Auto Parts Store of East Hampton. Remember, 2 lucky number giveaways are going to go for a ride in the 2-seater in practice at events to come, courtesy of Napa. Rich Keeter gives him the green, and Latois has just enough giddy up. But look at Marcello on the outside. Alexandra Fern is leading the challenge on the bottom, and right there is a guy that we've been talking about, Tyler Trott, in recent weeks. And all of a sudden, Zach Robinson, he's got a second win, and he's coming to the front of the class.
And now it is Robinson. He's able to crowbar his way underneath that 48 car or Refrano to pick up the spot. Little side-by-side battle between Chambrello and Phelps. Chambrello wins, and now another side-by-side battle. It's Tyler Trott and Alexandra Ferd. And look at Trott. That isn't a trot. That is a full gallop.
It certainly is, Matt. And they are side by side as Alexandra Fern runs the high line of the racetrack, pulls back into the line, settles into the 3rd spot, and then Zach Robinson moves into the 4th position. Marcello's up to position number 5, and all of a sudden the Denbeck machine is right there contending. A little further back in the field, it is Trace Beyer. Beyer is usually much stronger than this early in the event, but he struggled a bit in practice today as well.
Yeah, he's not the same zip code as our front runner, Frank Latois, but look at Tyler Trott. He is putting some turbulence on the back bumper of that 33 car. Frank Latois has to be hungry, as he's had top 5 finishes every week, but not the big one.
Trouble now off turn number 4. We've got a car that corrected and is okay. That's the 62 machine of Paul Borden. Up front, let's see what's going to happen in a bid for the lead pack of cars. And look at Zach Robinson. He tried to find a hole where there wasn't one, as he goes right through the center of a lapped automobile as Alexandra Fern settles back into the 3rd spot. Zach Robinson looks to work his way onto the podium, Matt. He takes it in deep down underneath Alexandra Fern. They're closer than most people park as they come off turn number 4 and back to the line.
Any deeper, he would be underground. And look at Zach Robinson moving into the number 3 position with a bold move, as he is able to excavate his way underneath the 12th car of Alexandra Fern, who is fighting back. Alexandra
Fern is a real racer. She doesn't give up. Lap after lap, she keeps hitting her marks, and she continues to run the high line of this racetrack. Meanwhile, challenging and working his way forward again. No surprises here. The guy that runs up front in the point standings, and that is Dan Denbeck. Denbeck has now found a home in the top 4. But Alexandra Fern is still right there to challenge, Matt. Side by side racing for the battle for position number 4.
Boy, she is crazy glued to the side panels
Oh,
of that
Tyler
number
Trott's
93.
car suddenly got evil coming off the turn. He tries to correct the automobile, a 360, and he right down center stage underneath the main grandstand area. If there is a line at any of the concession stands, there's another location up top of the midway. And in less than 7 minutes, the drivers from the Valente Modified Racing Series will be in Autograph Alley, located next to the souvenir booth. This is absolutely free behind turn number 4, and you can go and get your favorite hero cards and autographs of your favorite drivers. You can even get them to sign the program as well. Rich Keeter, our birthday guy, gives him the green, and Latois gets a nice giddy-up jump at the point, but the battle is already on for second. Dembeck recovered from an early spin, and look at Alexandra Fern. She's back on the podium as Zach Robinson stuck on the outside, and we talked about it earlier. Trace Byers is working his way to the front with that 29 car. No surprise there. 9 of the 15 circuits are in the record books, and we've got a problem. It is car number 16 of
into the SK Light Modified feature event of 20 laps.
SK Modifieds of 40, late model feature 30, and then the Valente Modified Racing Series 80-lap event. Now they picked up some sponsorship this evening as well from Mark Case from 30 Racewear. And we salute him for being a part of the success story of the Valente Modified Series. There's the green flag as they head down into turn number 1, and Latois does it again. Sets the pace, runs a tight line to the bottom, but Alexandra Fern has changed everything, Matt. She was running the outside lane, but now she's on the inside of the racetrack, and she muscles her way back into position number 2.
Boy, she is a fighter as she got by Dembeck. Now goes to the outside, looking for an answer against Latois, unfortunately, and leaves her vulnerable to the inside, and that's where Dembeck is going to work.
No question, they are side by side, and Dembeck, who recovered from an earlier situation, is now showing a potential again of expanding his point lead, as he has now got the second spot by a nose. Then they're side-by-side racing between Byers and Robinson as they're evenly matched as they come back to the stripe. 11 laps are now complete in this 15-lap event, and the clock is ticking, and it's starting to wind down. Tyler Trott, who was up front earlier, recovered from a couple of spins, Matt, and he's back up to the 6th spot.
Boy, that car had a couple of wheels in the grade, but right now it is in the upper echelon of the field. Alexandra Fern having a difficult time keeping that car low on the track coming off of turn number 4. She did better that time, but here comes Zach Robinson as Robinson tries to machete his way underneath the 12 car.
Now remember, Robinson also recovered from a couple of early problems in this event, and he is looking to get on the podium as well. He puts the pressure on Alexandra Fern. Rich Keeter on the starter stand. Popsicle sticks are up. 2 circuits to go. 1 mile left in the competition here. Robinson tries everything, but Alexandra Fern is guarding that 3rd spot, her opportunity to be on the podium again here tonight.
And she's doing a good job repelling that number 14 of Robinson. Tyler Trott refuses to disappear, neither does Trace Byer. And here is Frank Latois, 1 lap away from his first win of 2015.
He certainly has been very, very strong and consistent throughout this event. Dembeck is still running in 2nd. Alexandra Fern still holding on for 3rd. She drifts up the racetrack just a bit, and all of a sudden Zachary Robinson has the opportunity to muscle his way on the inside. They come rumbling off the turn. The story of this one is going to be for 3rd, as we've got them all crossed up, but when they come to the line, there is
Sunday afternoon in July. How can you beat that? You can't, man. And don't forget Military Appreciation Night next Friday night. $10 with your military ID card. We certainly want to see you here for that. And don't forget TSI Harley-Davidson's the 125 for the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour on Friday, June 5th. Double greens are in the air and they rumble down into turn number 1. Dominate on the inside.
But Robert Siddell looks racy in the outside lane, Max.
Yeah, the B&B car looks like a BB as it tries to capture the lead away from Robert Bloxham. Remember, this is Bloxham's only 5th start in the limited late model, and he is holding his own against a veteran, Siddell.
Picture perfect. They come back to the line side by side, doubled up. Row number 2 is just as impressive. It is Justin Bren with the 66 car. Kelsey Rutino, and here comes, well, one of the veterans in this class, Dwayne Provost. 5 cars under a blanket at the point. Then we've got the defending champion, Andrew Hayes. And now all of a sudden, the Saunders boys are starting to show a little muscle as they work some magic in the outside lane.
Yeah, a little 3-wide mad, Cliff Saunders, as he is able to move up to 8th place at the front. Here comes Justin Bren, and Bren is able to buzzsaw his way into the lead.
And who's the tail that wags the dog? Well, it's car number 88 for Dwayne Provost, who quickly moves into 2nd. Andrew Hayes, defending champion, up to 3. And then it's Austin Bissett to quickly rumble his way into the 4th spot. From there on back, it is a mad scramble, like a group of bees coming out of the shaken nest. 3-wide action down the back straightaway, and it's the 4 of Saunders that picks up the spot. Then further back, we've got another 3-way battle. David Arute, Paul Arute, and Albert Saunders with car number 04.
Battle for the lead. It comes close, and he is able to roar into the top spot. Now Bren is vulnerable. Look at underneath him. We see Andrew Hayes as he tries to roller coaster his way underneath the 66 car. Hayes is on fire, moves into the number 2 position.
While all that's been happening, Austin Bissett now is making his presence known. He looks to the inside, thinks twice of it, now sets himself up, runs in the tire tracks. 3 cars contending for 2nd, where the leader, Provost, is starting to pull away from the competition here. Further back in the field, Paul Arute is starting to make his presence known. Meanwhile, David Arute also trying to pull forward, but his car a little bit off the pace as we are 6 of 20 in this limited late model main event.
A good run so far for Kelsey Rutino, who is in 6th place. And he said one thing that Kelsey has learned this year is to be more aggressive. He needs that because look at Cliff Saunders trailing him. Remember, Saunders has made a lot of moves on the outside. Let's see what he decides to do against Kelsey.
No question about it. There's good race wherever you look right there. Now all of a sudden the 04 of Albert Saunders makes a move down underneath the 7 car of Glenn Barkowski. Paul Arute is also picking up the pace just a bit, and David Arute is following his brother to the front of the field. Back up front, challenges for the 3rd position. Matt, it is just ran on the last position on the podium, which is 3rd, and Austin Bissett is working him over. 8 of 20 now into the record books. It's not over with yet.
And let's see what Austin Bissett decides to do as Bren is solidifying his 3rd place position. Another great battle between Rutino and Cliff Saunders. That is for 5th. And now it's Albert Saunders trying to dive bomb his way underneath David Como.
He does a nice job, pulls it off, and Glenn Barkowski saw a little daylight, but Como guards the spot. This time, when they come to the stripe, half of the event is over. 10 of 20 is now complete. Leader of the pack still remains Provost, literally holding his own at the field. Now, we see the 4 car of Cliff Saunders really applying a lot more pressure now to Kelsey Rutino in that 36 car.
But Kelsey has been very stubborn, and he refuses to give up that position. So Kelsey Rutino always has a smile on his face outside of the race car. He's all business right now as he holds off the defending champion, or former champion, in the dare stocks.
Good side-by-side racing. Barkowski just went to the inside of Como, and then the Arute brothers are side-by-side with David Arute on the inside and Paul Arute in the outside lane as they head down the back straightaway. Off the turn.
David is able to tap dance his way ahead of Paul.
He sure does. Off the turn again. It is number 64 machine of Austin Bissett, who's tried just about everything to get around Brent. Now he's trying to set himself up again to make that move to take over that third position from car number 66.
As he's going to try to make his car skinny to go underneath the 66. They come off the corner. That might give him an opportunity. But Justin Brent, remember, he had the lead briefly. It looked like he was going to go backwards, but he has found a home in third place, and he has protected that against the intruder, Austin Bissett.
Meanwhile, we've got the Saunders twins. They're in hot pursuit as Albert Saunders just reeled in his brother, gone in a position there as he's starting to make his presence known in that American Sleep sponsored machine. Back up front, leader still remains Provost. That's the Gus Coelho auto repair machine out in front. And in second, the defending series champion is currently setting in the runner-up spot with that number 9 car for Andrew Hayes, who started 8th on the grid. And then still that battle right there, Matt, for that third position.
And it's been an instant replay with Brent holding off Austin Bissett. Now look at Albert Saunders. Remember, he's going for a championship. Every spot counts. Austin Bissett thunders his way underneath Brent, and Brent is able to battle back.
They are wheel to wheel and side by side. They swap a little paint as they come off the turn. Give position number 3 to car number 4. The Brick-and-Mortar machine is now setting in the third spot, and that, of course, is Austin Bissett. Meanwhile, just as you called it, Matt, here comes Albert Saunders, the number 04, the American sleeve bearing car, coming up the ladder. Now in the 5th spot, his brother, twin brother, car number 4 for Cliff Saunders, is also applying the pressure there as well.
And right now, Rotino not giving Cliff any room, but Albert Saunders definitely has a fast car in 5th. But nobody has had an answer for Dwayne Provost, and we'll see if Andrew Hayes can narrow the gap over the final 2 laps. But right now, it's been a red carpet ride for Dwayne Provost.
He has been very, very strong, starting in the 6th starting position. Meanwhile, look a little further back again, and the number 04 is not about to give up for Albert Saunders. He's really starting to work over Justin Brent. White flag is out, final circuit, as they head down into turn number 1, and Provost seems to have the run of 2015 for himself and his team. But Matt, look at that battle between Brent and the 04 of Albert Saunders. Still a great race there.
That's for 4th place. Brent is able to hold him off. Now kicking up his heels and coming off the 4th corner. Dwayne is on top of his game. Dwayne Provost beating Andrew Hayes to the line, and Justin Brent was able to hold off Albert Saunders for 4th place.
Kelsey Rotino will finish in the 6th spot. Cliff Saunders for 7th. Glenn Barkowski for the 8th position. David Arute for 9th. And David Como to finish in 10th.
Paul Arute, David Bloxham was 11th. Paul Arute 12th.
Munson, Mass, one of the youngest competitors in the field. The boy, Ian Wesson. That'll be the Woodland Building Remodeling Incorporated car from November, Connecticut. Car number 17 for Kyle Jenny.
And next to him in car number 31, it will be a driver from Newtown, Connecticut in the NJK Automotive Machine, Stephen Kopchak.
Industrial Handling Systems, car number 3 from East Hampton, Mass, Jeff Beaujoli.
In car number 54 from East Hartford, Connecticut, DJ Burnham.
Mr. Inside, RH2A Radio Communication number 87 from East Hartford, Joey Farino.
A two-time winner from Plantsville in car number 44, Tony Membrino Jr.
Nick Salva will be returning to the competition with the number 98 machine.
Then in car number 55, Peyton Henry.
Britt Dulac, Glenn Griswold, Carlos Gray, Wazielko, and Alk up at the rear of the field. We're green and thundering down the back straightaway for side-by-side racing. All of a sudden, Nick Salva, the machine goes around and spins in the back straightaway. No harm, no foul there, but back up front, it is Doulard looking racy in the outside lane, and Wesley Prucker guarding the bottom as they come off turn number 2 and down the back straightaway.
Boy, almost a 3-wide situation as Wesson drives his way out of it. We have a battle for the lead. Wesley Prucker, who's been a bad luck charm through most of the season, being challenged by Todd Doulard in the Pioneer Valley indoor karting car.
Look at Charland. He has got his A game going tonight. He's the top 3. Meanwhile, Jay Goff is coming to the front of the field, and Matt Swanson also looking racy. Top side of the racetrack guy to watch is Kyle Trainer out of Marlboro, Mass, with the number 40 car. Trainer is on the move on the high side, Matt, and he quickly moves into second.
Boy, he was in retirement for 13 years before returning this year. The cobwebs have disappeared. Jay Goff making a power move underneath Charland, and he infiltrates the top 4.
Meanwhile, a little further back in the field, Swanson also threading the needle, working his way to the front of the class. All of a sudden, car number 40, Kyle Trainer, is glued to the back bumper of our leader. Great run for Wesley Prucker, dominating the racing action for the first 4 of 20 laps. They come off turn number 4. Meanwhile, some side-by-side racing with Swanson going to the outside of Goff. That's the battle for the 4th and 5th spots.
And we have always said that Wesley Prucker has a fast car if he can keep it out of trouble. Right now, he's kept it out of trouble and into the lead, but he is getting a threat from Trainer. Trainer to the outside as they wing it off the corner.
No question, Prucker pulls it back into formation, and he sets the pace at the point. Meanwhile, Kyle Trainer backs out of it just a bit, back on the throttle. Doulard is now being pressured by Goff. Here comes Swanson. Jetty is coming to the front of the field, and Daniel Wesson shows no fluke.
Wesson in trouble. Backing into the wall was Jetty.
Oh, a hard hit. Daniel Wesson had no place to.
The machine also is involved in the middle of all of that. So Kopchak was one of the cars involved. It is the one of Charland. We just received the information. Daniel Wesson, no place to go in the outside lane, got pinned at the top side of the racetrack, and Jetty was the other car, making it 4 cars is involved. Kopchak's machine, they had a problem earlier in the paddock area. The dad had the car up, and they were checking the engine of the race car as well. But tough break, 6 of 20 laps into the record books. And as we said before, Charland has not run this strong this season. Run of his career for 2015. Same can be said about Kyle Trainer on the outside of that front row of the competition here. Then row number 2, Todd Doulard. He turned some heads last week as well. Jay Goff, one of the crafty senior veterans of this division, sitting in the outside of that second row. And then there's the point leader, Matt Swanson, making up that 3rd row on the inside, and Mr. Inside, Joey Farino, sits in the 6th spot. Don't count him to stay on the outside very long. He has discovered his own magic, and it is really running the bottom of this racetrack. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, on turn number 4. The green flag is out, and Prucker gets on to it. Black automobile moving to the outside, almost 3 wide. Goff comes to the inside. That's been happening. Another parade of cars are coming to the front. It includes Burnham on the inside. Nick Salmon. Looking Goff up on the wheel again. He tries to take over the third spot. Position. DJ Burnham made a and he takes Dillard with him. Dillard and Trainer come together. It looks like Dillard's going to be involved, so he's able to get back around him, who has made that car so competitive this year. You know, and he's as well. And he has won 2 championships at Stafford in 2 different divisions. Yes, he has. He was a Dare Side champ, and he was also an SK Light champ. So a couple of big trophies for Tony Barbarino. And right now, he will be going after the combination of Parker and Goff on this double file restart. Keep your eyes on Nick Salva, also Peyton Henry. They have surfaced among the top 8 positions here as well. Headed off turn number 4, rumbling down to the line. Tim Bennett looks the field over again. The snap of the wrist. The green is out. And Wesley Parker. But Jay Goff looked like he was fired out of a t-shirt gun as he went on the outside of the jet stream. To keep him company. Parker trying to hold on for the outside. That's been happening. Nick Salva, the clean is starting to rise to the top. Salva looks racy up to the 4th spot. Salva goes to the outside. Now runs a completely different line than anyone else in this SK Light division. Something is obviously the outside. As he tries to whistle his way around Reno. Reno fights back. They claw at each other, exiting turn 4. Nick Salva has moved into the 3rd spot. 98. Starting back in Salva waiting for the curtain call as they come back to the line. Meanwhile, next Salva. Memorino knew he was aware of the factory, but off the turn. Goff way up on the high side of the racetrack, and Memorino takes he is now the leader. Nick Salva is now making a presence on the inside. Nick Salva's race car's been setting in Northeast race cars, and now they have it dialed in, and he looks racy as he contends with Memorino at the points. He would rather sit in the Swanson machine a victim of circumstance?
Yeah, Jay Goff's car went on the grass, then it kind of straightened itself out and kind of jerked back out onto the track, but the 89 was right in his path and he was sent to the wall. So Goff went from the grass back out onto the track and there was nothing Matt Swanson could do but look for a soft place, and it was evidence right there between Nick Salva and Tony Mabrino, two kind of charismatic guys. As Nick Salva has a pretty good following, and so does Tony Mabrino Jr. And the old Warhorse, he has a pretty big following, and he is in the top 4 in car number 16, Glenn Griswold.
Yes, and our fan club is here tonight, Matt.
Yes, as all of the Brad trailer people are here, ready to watch, see if Joey Farino can seal the deal here with 2 laps to go as we get ready to re-rack the field for our second attempt at a green white checker.
Certainly is, and again, we're going to be crossing him over and doubling him up. Tim Bennett on the starter stand. Rich Keeter. Poor Rich looks like he's froze. He said, this is not a good way to celebrate my birthday. And the field is now doubled up. Lights are off, provided by Wheelan Engineering, first name light sirens and safety services, used throughout the world, American made and proud of it. What's it going to be, Matt Buckler?
It's going to be the 3 most exciting words in motorsports. Green, white, checker. And Joey Farino, who got a great restart on the last occasion. Can he do it again? DJ Burnham, he says all that matters to him are checkered flags. He has an opportunity to get one with 2 laps to go.
Row number 2, Peyton Henry, Glenn Griswold. He'd like nothing better than to visit victory lane. There's the green, and Farino has the slight advantage. Back into formation, and there comes Glenn Griswold. Running the outside, Peyton Henry to get on the podium.
Glenn Griswold stepping out of podium, trying to clear the 55. It is difficult for him to do, but the spotlight is on the mirror. Joey Farino trying to track him down.
Straightaway. Farino still in command. Farino tries to stay glued to the bottom. Off turn number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the black and whites are out, and Joey Farino has done it again. David Burnham will finish in the right for Glenn Griswold to finish in 3rd. And a great finish by Peyton Henry to finish in the 4th. sideline him from the competition here. So a little bit of a readjustment in the starting lineup, Matt, here, as Michael Michael Ray's machine will move to the inside of the front row. It's new fur today. They have Brad Automotive number 15 car. That was driven earlier this season by Don Wood. So let's see what kind of getaway Michael Ray can get. Edward Card has come back after a one-year absence, has kind of struggled. Maybe tonight will be his night. But Ray will show the making his presence known, Matt. Off turn number 4, back to the line. Looks like Gambit Porta is the star of the show. As Gambit Porta. Magnum's confidence is up. He takes over the number 1 spot. Gambit Porta pulls back in the line and hunts him back down. Into the 3rd spot. It was a good recovery by Tommy Bowler. That car was sideways on the back. Starts to slow down off the 2nd turn, and then all of a sudden it seems to pick up just a bit. Continues on the Tommy Byrne race car. I'm not sure. It seemed to power down and then all of a sudden power back up. Well, he might be caught in a pinch here because we are ready to go back to work. And the green
back down there in turn 1. And the Family Ford of Enfield safety services crew have been working feverishly. Everybody has worked so hard here in tonight's program in preparing the racetrack, and now it looks like things are okay. They're checking with the NASCAR officials to make sure of just that. Tim Bennett looks the field over. Rich Keeter, the birthday boy, right alongside. And the green comes back out. And Michael Bennett again lead that second turn, but they're side-by-side racing in the battle for the runner-up spot.
I think Ed Ricard has his confidence because he is trying to take second away from Kevin Gambacorta. It is a dart off the corner. He pulls it off. Ed Ricard is in second.
Another good run being turned in by Rich Heyman in that 23 car. Now here comes Scorzelli with the number 18. Scorzelli, his wife Michelina, prepares the automobile, is now up to the top 5. As they come back to the line, Bennett still leads them 13 laps into the record books. Now Scorzelli tried to make a move to get down underneath Kevin Gambacorta, and it just didn't work.
Well, he was right on that back bumper, poised to make a move, and Gambacorta just was able to hold him off. And he will try it again. Tommy Butler looks a little healthier following his pit stop as he trails a 42 of Michael Ray a little deeper in the field. He is in 8th place, and here comes Wood trying to jackknife his way underneath Eddie Ricard.
Half of the event is all but history. 15 circuits are complete when they cross the stripe this time. Eddie Ricard is really doing a masterful job of holding off Joshua Wood. Now Wood has won a lot of races here at Stafford in a lot of different divisions, and this late model division exception. And look at Wood moves in and takes over second, and Michael Bennett has got to put a little bit more speed in his step now because Wood is coming, and he is coming rather quickly.
Yeah, a stick of dynamite is behind Michael Bennett, and his name is Josh Wood, as right now he tries to pull away from Ed Ricard. So Josh Wood is in second, and he has a long time, 13 laps to go, and they hit the line. So Josh Wood has enough time, and he has a fast enough car to give Michael Bennett a few headaches.
He certainly is, and you can see how Joshua Wood is closing up that gap ever so slightly, as now it appears that Scorzelli now starting to work over Ricard for that 3rd position. Scorzelli early in this event backed out of it, now moved to the inside of Ricard. They almost touch Matt off turn number 4.
But he is able to tap dance underneath the 77 car. Let's see what happens. Scorzelli gallops into the top 3.
Scorzelli up to the podium now as we speak. Tommy Butler also is coming back to the front. He's up to the 6th spot, Matt, after falling back earlier. Remember being on pit road on a couple of different occasions. 19 laps up on the board. Eddie Ricard drops back to the 4th spot, and Gambacorta has now found a home among the top 5 cars. They're back in the field. PJ Zarella trying to shake off Rick Lanigan as they continue to pressure the Michael Ray number 42 machine.
So who is faster on that last lap? Michael Bennett, 21.302. Then it was Mike Scorzelli, 21.230, and Joshua Wood, the slowest of the 3 cars, 21.382. So Michael Bennett right now has the fastest car among the front runners.
He certainly does, and there are 9 circuits left in this late model feature event. Meanwhile, Scorzelli is closing up that gap. Last time by, picked it up by almost a half inch, and you can see him literally now moving in on Joshua Wood, who sets in second. Now Ricard is trying to shake off the Gambacorta number 32 car, Matt, and that's a good battle for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Scorzelli the last time shaved 0.2 of a second off the 2nd place lead of Wood. So Scorzelli is definitely reeling it in, and the same could be said for the 32 car of Gambacorta, who is trying to track down the 77 of Ricard. Best battle, 2nd and 3rd. Scorzelli has a faster car by about a half a second.
But Wood continues to guard his spot And now Wood starts to pull away just a bit, but Scorzelli is strong on the top end. He reels him in. He looks to the outside mat, thinks twice of it, and then pulls back in the line.
And he might be just trying to set up Wood, go outside and then try to take him on the inside. But right now Wood has reestablished himself in a sturdy second place position, and all by his lonesome is Michael Bennett. So he is in his own dimension of time and space at the front of the field, and things continue to heat up for second and third between Josh Wood and the 18 of Michael Scorzelli.
Well, the laps continue to wind down. Less than 5 circuits, it's all going to be history, and things are really starting to get strong. But Scorzelli continues to apply the pressure to Wood in his quest for the runner-up spot. 4 circuits left in this one. Butler's car off the pace again, because that car and that team has had kind of an up and down night.
Remember, Josh Wood is going for a championship, but 2 points are important. So he wants to hold off Scorzelli. We're down to the final 3 laps. Michael Bennett continues to have a King Kong type lead over the 17 of Josh Wood. And Josh Wood is doing his best to keep Scorzelli behind him. Even though Scorzelli is a little faster, he hasn't been able to make any inroads in the second place edge for Wood.
The popsicle sticks, but Michael Bennett's commanding lead is all but starting to disappear. Bennett now still the leader of the pack, but look out, because all of a sudden the 17 machine of Wood is closing up that gap, and Scorzelli is now still trying to reel in on the back bumper of Wood. This time when they come off the turn and back down to the stripe, the white flag is out one more time around. Less than a half mile remaining in this event. Michael Bennett has been the dominant force at the front of the field. Another victory for the Magnum and Michael Bennett. His son's chase his car, and Bingo owns the automobile. As he heads to the stripe, double checkers are out. It's Michael Bennett for the win. Joshua Wood to finish in second. Michael Scorzelli for third. Kevin Gambacorta for fourth. And Eddie Ricard to round out the top 5.
Then it was Skip Bruning finishing in 6th. Rick Lanigan in 7th. P.J. Zarella in 8th.
To be held here at Stafford Motor Speedway. A winning percentage for a young driver. It certainly is. Up front, Woody Pitcat.
Trying to shake the monkey off his back in the Scavora Racing Enterprises American sleeve bearing number 50. They have had no luck at all. Tonight, will all of that change? Stay tuned. Tommy Bowles, who's been very quick in recent weeks. Teddy Christopher, Bob Phil, a gentleman synonymous with front-running late model and full-bodied race cars, is the crew chief on Teddy Christopher's SK. We'll see how that pans out in this evening's program as well. Let's go down to Joe Koss Joining us here, the brand new dad. Welcome back, Joseph.
Modified racing series is a guy that starts on the pole, number 50, of Woody Pitcat. But this race car, a different race car than what he's campaigned in the early stages of the season so far. This is the same car they ran last year when he first teamed up with Adam Scalera. They weren't having the results that they wanted at the start of 2015, so they said, let's go back to what we used in 2014 and see if that can get us to victory lane for the first time this season.
Joe, let's talk quickly about modified tour drivers in the SK Modifieds. Different strategy, Bonsignor. He's had a tough time of adjusting to these 40-lap sprints.
Yeah, he definitely did, and we're about ready for the green flag. I've got a great story on that when we have an opportunity tonight.
Let's get ready to get them fired up. Ladies and gentlemen, off turn number 4, here they come. Tim Bennett stares down the field, and here's Matt Buckler with a call for the SK Modifieds.
Woody Pitcat will try to get the jump, but look at Tommy Bowles right there with him as they waltz into the second corner. Woody Pitcat is able to greyhound his way into the lead, but Ted Christopher is all over him.
Trouble already. It is Eric Burt that goes around, spins on the backstretch, gets it fired back up, and it looks like we're going to stay under green. They come off the turn, literally packed together down to the bottom of 1, and Woody Pitcat still in command. Look at Tommy Bowles in the outside lane, and already Jervis is making his presence known.
Jarvis hitchhiking on the back bumper of the Tommy Bowles car. Matt Galco looking for some elbow room. He currently is in 5th as they whirl in their way. It is Tommy Bowles trying to get the lead against Woody Pitcat. Let's see if he can keep it as they blister down the backstretch.
Off the turn, Bowles boggles up the outside lane. Everybody still in forward motion. Now we've got a challenge for the 3rd spot. Look at Matt Galco. Brand new race car on Sizzler Weekend. It's up to the top 3, and Todd Owen now finds a home to the side of Bowles. That's the challenging spot for position number 4.
Boy, it was a great job by Michael Jarvis to avoid trouble when Bowles got bogged down in front of him. Cipriano trying to swoop underneath the 76 of Bowles. We have a battle for the lead. Here comes Woody Pitcat being challenged by Ted Christopher.
Christopher, bottom shot move, Woody Pitcat. Do or die time, 2 stars here at Stafford. The all-time winner and a guy who's moving up the ranks in the winless category as well. Woody Pitcat to the outside lane. Side by side, they come rumbling off the turn. Give the number 1 position to Ted Christopher. Here comes Matt Galco. Car number 3. Bottom shot move. Owens looks racy. Doesn't Cipriano.
Matt Galco says he has a great car. He just needs a few breaks. He gets one right here as he elbows his way underneath Woody Pitcat. Almost got tapped from behind by Joey Cipriano. Now Cipriano tries to change lanes. He moves to 5th. The battle is for 2nd between Galco and Pitcat.
No question about it. Galco literally continues to try to apply the pressure. Stepping out of line, here comes Todd Owen. Owen goes up the hill to the outside of Galco. They come off the turn, and Todd Owen in the Barnes Pools machine, the Cooker construction car, it looks racy to the outside. Battle side by side, 3rd on back. Look at Owen. He now moves to the podium into number 3. Here comes Tommy Bowles, Matt. He gets a 2nd win.
And right behind Bowles is Justin Bonsignor, who is trying to infiltrate the top 6. It looks like he is going to fireball his way around Joey Cipriano. That's a very intense battle. And Ted Christopher is pulled away. So here comes Owen, making a move against Pitcat, and Pitcat had the veto power.
No question about it. There's a great battle going on for 2nd, but that is a ripple effect that's felt all the way back. Glenn Reen is stuck in traffic. He's trying everything. They kick up a little bit of dust. Jervis tries to hold on to the spot. Down the back straightaway, Owen, bottom shot move. Woody Pitcat slams the door. Here comes Owen, back on the gas. Battle for as they come to the stripe.
Now Todd got his name Tenacious for a reason. This is why. He is going to try it again as he barrels his way underneath Pitcat. Pitcat is able to hold him off now. But will it change? They go into turn 3. And Owen is going to wait And right now he is just riveted to the back bumper of the Pit Cat car.
Bowles slips up the racetrack. He loses several positions. Look a little further back in the field. You'll see Keith Rocco is coming to the front. Justin Bonsignor and Ryan Priest. They're 8th, 9th, and 10th position. Who's the fastest car on the racetrack? You're going to be surprised. Sean Foster, 19.310. Ladies and gentlemen, off turn number 4, Owen tries it again. He is underneath Woody Pit Cat. They are side by side. Position number 2 goes to the Cooker construction car, but he's having a tough job of shaking off Woody Pit Cat, but he has done it, and here comes Galco.
Galco tries to take advantage, but he wobbles around the corner trying to save it. He does, but he might lose a position to Cipriano.
Rowan Pennick also coming to the front of this class. He has worked his way to contend. Pennick is now found a home among the top pack of cars. Pennick is making his presence on the inside. Here comes Cipriano. Cipriano moves to the inside, takes over the 4th spot. Meanwhile, good battle right there, side-by-side racing, Matt, for position number 4. Like Cipriano has a slight advantage.
Yeah, Jarvis was being hounded from behind by Rowan Pennick as he is able to pull away slightly. Cipriano is on the verge of taking over 4th place. Look at Jarvis. He has a hole on the bottom. Let's see if he is quick enough to take it to the bank.
Galco tries again to work his magic on the outside. Rowan Pennick, among the quickest cars in the house. Keep your eyes on Kelly Iverson's car as Rowan Pennick moves into the top 5. Car number 99 is coming to the front of this field. Started in the 12th position. Pennick now is moved up to position number 5. Look a little further back, Matt. Bonsignor, along with Rocco and Priest, they're in a pack of cars there at the bottom of the top 10. Now Todd Owen has reeled in Teddy Christopher. Christopher still in command. Owen right there in his tire tracks, Matt, as they head down the back straightaway.
Look at Rowan Pennick making a move underneath Joey Cipriano. That is for 4th place. Into turn number 4. And Pennick is moved into the top 4.
While all that's been happening, caution flag comes out. It looks like it's the 82 of Michael Christopher, one of the cars.
Looks like Mike Christopher Jr. in that 82. And there is, look at the cars.
Tim Bennett on the starter stand tells the field to cross up.
Ted Christopher, Todd Owen. Row number 1. Row number 2, Woody Pit Cat, Cipriano. Row number 3, Rowan Pennick, Jervis, Glenn Reed, Justin Bonsignor, Matt Galco, and Keith Rocco. And it's Ryan Priest and Ronnie Williams to round out the top 6 rows.
You know, looking at Christopher and Todd Owen on the front row, I think there's going to be much finesse on this restart. It's going to be 2 veteran drivers going all out, try to get to the first quarter the quickest.
Let's see what's going to happen. Lights are off. Pace car dives to the center of the infield. Ladies and gentlemen, place your bets now. 17 laps in of 40 off turn number 4. Green flag is out, and Christopher has a slight advantage here. Owen pulls it back in the line. Look at Cipriani on the outside, but look at Owen. Owen looks to the bottom, looks to the high side. Christopher still in command. They're doubled up further back. Tap to the bumper. Owen lets him know he's there as they head to the bottom of one.
For a while, Owen looked like a windshield wiper as he went inside, outside, couldn't find an alley. Now maybe he has, and Christopher closes it down.
No question about it. They come together like 2 cymbals in an orchestra, but Christopher is still the leader of the pack. Owen all over him as he works his way back to the stripe. Now Rowan Pennick is up to the 4th spot and moving forward. Glenn Reen is the tail that wags a dog there. And then Priest is also following Galco to the front of the field as Bonsignor is stuck in the outside lane, but Christopher brings him to the halfway, 20 laps into the record books. Ted Christopher still the leader. Here comes Todd Owen. Touch again. Sparks will fly. Tempers will flare, but that gives the advantage to Christopher as he is still the leader of the pack match.
And Pit Cat was almost able to get underneath Owen. Now here comes Pennick. Pennick trying to make the bottom shot. Now it works sometimes, but it's very difficult to make it work against Woody Pit Cat. He is going to try it as he cranks it up in turn number 3, and he gets about 1/8 of the way there, halfway there, 3/4 of the way there. Can Pitcat hold on? Yes, he can as they go into turn 1.
No question about it. They're side by side in a dogfight battle for the 3rd spot. Rowan Pennick is up to 3. Pitcat settles back to 4. Now look out. Here comes Priest. Priest is surfaced. He's challenging for the 5th spot. Blue number 6 car making its magic in the outside lane of Glenn Reen.
As he is trying to shuffle his way around Reed, which is very difficult to do. Ryan Priest, when he's at the top of the game, he makes the outside groove work better than anyone, and he is on the verge of doing it against Glenn Reed.
No question. They work their way off turn number 4. 3 cars have strung it out at the point. Then they're side-by-side racing with Ryan Priest to the outside of Woody Pitcat for position number 4. Priest moves in. Owen looks to the bottom. Rowan Pennick waiting for the curtain call. Off the turn, Christopher drifts just a bit. Here comes Todd Owen. Bottom shot move, pulls it back in the line. It doesn't work down in turn 1.
Now Owen still continues to harass Ted Christopher. Is there an opening? Here comes Owen as he tries to freight train his way underneath Christopher. He pulls off the move.
A Timex timely move. Todd Owen. Then there comes the crossover. Christopher back on top of his game. Owen stuck in the outside lane. Here comes Rowan Pennick. Pennick down low. Owen stuck in the outside. Here comes Ryan Priest. 4 cars. No one's giving an inch. Sparks will fly. Tempers will flare. Off the turn. Christopher brings him out wide. Pennick there to challenge Owen on the bottom.
Remember, Pennick has made a lot of passes in turn 3. He had a little problem hitting the dirt. Now he is battling for second with Owen. Priest is a factor. Here comes Pennick trying to reestablish himself in second place.
They come off the turn. They are running at high speeds down into turn number 1. Now it's Rowan Pennick to move into the catbird seat. Owen still in the outside lane, not giving up any. He's there to contend. Priest to the bottom. They're wheel to wheel in a battle for the 3rd spot. Off the turn, Christopher still the leader of the pack.
And Ryan Priest is trying to maneuver his way underneath Owen. He takes it up high, moves into the top 3.
He certainly does, and that will give Priest the 3rd position. Owen drops back to the 4th spot. Then it's Glenn Reen. Look at Rowan Pennick running right in the tire tracks.
We have a problem in turn 4. A car is stopped. Is that Membrino? Tommy Membrino?
It looks like it might be, or is it the 59 machine?
Could be Ronnie Williams, but the yellow lights are on with 10 laps to go.
It looks like it's the Ronnie Williams race car.
So last week's winner.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get ready. There are 10 circuits to go. The cream, well, it was already at the top, but now the stakes are even higher. Ted Christopher. He has been really running the wheels off that race car tonight to maintain that lead. Rowan Pennick, among the quickest cars in the house. I was talking Pennick today, and Ryan Priest. And what about Todd Owen? A spectacular run at the front of the field.
Here's Ted Christopher. He gets a jump again. And now it's Priest on the inside, Pennick on the outside. Christopher is surrounded by the enemy.
He certainly is, deep into turn number 3. Here comes Priest down low. Rowan Pennick's got to go for it in the outside lane. They come off the turn. They are almost 3 wide. Rowan Pennick up on the outside of Ted Christopher. Bottom of turn 2, off the turn. Look at Todd Owen. Now he's back up among the top 4 cars. But Christopher is back on top of his game. But Matt, for how long? Here comes Priest. Here comes Nick. Here comes Owen as they come to the stripe.
Pennick trying to switch his way on the outside. Christopher maintains his top spot. Priest all over Pennick. A little Woody Woodpecker tap to the back bumper. Pennick looking for some room. This is his corner, but he can't make the move against Christopher, and now he has to worry about Ryan Priest to the outside.
Priest goes to the outside. Top 3 line themselves up. Here comes Pennick to the bottom of the racetrack. Owen right in the mix of all of this. They work their way off turn number 2. Priest is now up to second. He's going to start to work over Ted Christopher. 33 of 40 laps into the record books. Here comes Owen again to the outside. Todd Owen goes to the outside of Rowan Pennick. Battle for 3rd as they work their way to the 1.
Now Reed tries to go underneath Owen in a fight for 4th, but Owen holds him off. Christopher trying to pull away. What can Priest do? Here comes Pennick. trying to smoke bomb his way underneath Priest, and Pennick is able to pull off the move.
Rowan Pennick moves back into the catbird seat. He'll now be in the runner-up spot. Meanwhile, Glenn Reen is all over Todd Owen. Owen tries to work over Priest. Bonsignor is up among the top cars. Now Pennick gives a little tap to the back bumper of Ted Christopher. Christopher guards the spot. Ripple effect. 4 cars bing and they bang as they head off turn 4.
So the forearm shivers. Did it work? Will he have some room on the inside when they turn 3? Christopher protecting his spot. Here comes Pennick. This is where he does his best work. He's even with Christopher. He's ahead of Christopher with 3 laps to go.
It is Rowan Pennick in command. 37 laps of 40. Christopher can't believe it. He'll try it again to the bottom. It doesn't work. Priest still in the 3rd spot. Owen is still up to 4. Popsicle sticks are up. 2 circuits to go when they come back to the stripe. If anyone's been saving anything, and that would be impossible to believe, it has got to show now.
Remember, Christopher is known to retaliate with a bottom shot of his own. He invented that move. Let's see if he can pull it off as they go into turn number 3. He's given everything he can, and he goes around and into the wall.
Unbelievable chain of events, a mad scramble. Keith Rocco spins also to try to avoid, and it is just an unbelievable.
And Ben, we have seen this many times.
Yes, we have.
An S feature that isn't going to be decided until the final turn of the final lap.
That's the name of the story, and that's what SK Model 5 racing here at Stafford is all about. Here we go. Pace car. Down low. Pennick and Priest. Owen and Glenn Reen. Green flag is out. Bottom of turn 2. Nobody with a big advantage as they head down the back straightaway. Look at Glenn Reen, Matt.
Reen tried to poke his nose in there. Now Owen tries to poke his nose. Here comes Pennick as they whiplash their way across the start line. Rowan Pennick is 1 lap away from a win.
And look at Todd Owen. Todd Owen muscles his way up to 2nd. Priest shifts back to the 3rd spot. Down the back straightaway. 39 laps are into the record books. Final 2 turns as they come off the turn. Ladies and gentlemen, down to the wire. Rowan Pennick has done it. An amazing run for Todd Owen to finish in the runner-up position. And rounding out. Lights are off on the safety vehicle at the point. The man that is the voice of the Valente Modified Racing Series appropriate will bring the field to green. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Modified Style in the most popular touring series of its time, Northeast, the Valente Modified Series. And here's John Spence.
Thank you so much, Ben Dodge. Chan Stevens drops the green flag here at the half-mile Stafford Motor Speedway, and we go rocketing off into turn number 1. And they are going to mash throttles off of 2 and take it down the back straightaway.
It is Kid Rock, Keith Rocco, to guard the number 1 position to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Ryan Preece and Rowan Pennick. Looks like the Whelen Modified Tour, but this is Valente-style racing as they head to the bottom of turn 1.
Second-generation driver Dylan Kopech's got his nose right in the thick of things. Here goes Preece to the bottom. Kopech's right there on the inside as he's challenging in that bright green number 66.
Ryan Preece isn't wasting any time at all. He is out in front, starting to pull away. Side-by-side racing. You predicted it earlier before we went to green. Here comes Woody Pitcat, car number 42. Down the back straightaway, look at Kid Rock. He's all over the back bumper of Preece in a bid for the lead.
And a move by Pitcat as he went to the bottom of Rowan Pennick. Down low in turn number 3, wrestled the position away, and he moves the car number 42 into the 4th spot.
He does it with finesse and style, but meanwhile, keep your eyes on Massey. Massey's up to the top 6. At 6 a.m. this morning, they didn't even know they were going to be racing here today. He said, what the heck, let's go for it. And he is doing just that. 4 laps now into the record books.
Behind him, it's Ted Christopher in the 0 car. And then you've got Savory in the number 99. Lashua is in car number 17. Pitcat right up behind Kopech. Kopech has impressed right out of the trailer today.
He certainly has. He was awesome in practice, quick in qualifying, and he continues to hold on to that 3rd spot. Woody Pitcat tries everything, makes a look to the inside. Look for the lead. Here comes Keith Rocco, that patented move in turn 3, John. They come off the turn. Keith Rocco on top of his game.
He timed it perfectly and executed it greatly as he took over the top spot. But look at Preece. He looks to the bottom now off of turn number 2. He's going to try to drag race him down the back straightaway, and they go wheel to wheel into turn number.
No question about it. The crossover works. Now they're going to try it again. It is now Kid Rock's opportunity to try to bid for it down low. He'll now run in the tire tracks of Preece at the front of the field. Well, all that's been happening. The cream is starting to come to the top, and among the movers and shakers is Massey, but down to the bottom of 3, Keith Rocco back in command.
Quite a shootout going on here tonight at Stafford Motor Speedway as Rocco and the 31 car Preece are putting on quite a show here in the early stages over the first 8 laps.
No question about it. There's a good battle wherever you look. Further back in the field, we see some competitors starting to get settled in now. Ted Christopher is among them as they come back to the line. We look at timing and scoring, and fastest car on the racetrack is Woody Pitcat. Last time by, 18.640. 18.640. A long way to go yet. 9 of the 80 laps are now complete.
But a freight train coming off of turn number 4 as they come down the front straightaway to complete lap number 10. Preece is reading that Mr. Ruta plumbing sign on the back end of Rocco's race car, right on his bumper out of turn number 2. Looking back, you got Massey looking like he wants to do something with the number 25 car, but Preece, Pennick is able to hold him off going into 3.
Amazingly enough, Woody Pitcat just turned the fastest lap of the race. 18.640. 18.640. Your 3rd place car number 42. Here comes Massey now, working over Rowan Pennick. That's the battle for the 6th position as he continues to try to close up the gap. Pennick also turned the 2nd fastest of the lap, 2nd fastest lap of the race on the last circuit by.
And again, Preece is fast off the turn here, puts that number 31. The Falmouth Ready Mix number 31 car on the bottom of the 3rd and 4th turns, takes the top spot once again.
He certainly does. Little crossover action again as now Preece is the brand new leader of the event as Rocco sets in 2nd. 3rd is Woody Pitcat. 4th is Kopech, and rounding out the top 5 it is Rowan Pennick. Still a long way to go. Now, among the cars that are starting to march forward is the number 99 of Richard Savory, and a good run for Donnie Lashaway with that number 17 car. He's now up among the top 10 cars.
Michael Keeler's been away from this series since 2010, returns tonight, and right now car number 56 is running 10th. 11th is Todd Szegedy. 12th is Todd Patnoden, who's in the 13th spot. Schneider is 14th. Chris Pasteryak is 15th.
Certainly is. Keep your eyes on now Todd Szegedy as he tried to make a move down underneath Keeler as they head into turn number 3. He's almost there, but not enough to be able to job done. Lap traffic soon is just in front of the leaders. Car number 36 will be among the first of the cars. C.J. Bolton to go down a lap under green. 16 laps and counting here at Stafford. Leader is still Priest, still Rocco, and third is still Woody Pitkat. Following him is Dylan Kopech, and then it is Rowan Pennick with car number 25.
Kirk Alexander back in the pack, just made a pass and has moved up a notch on the ladder here. He is up to the 12th position in car number 43 as he went by Mike Keeler.
His next target on the racetrack becomes Patnode, a New Hampshire state champion. Meanwhile, the lead pack of cars come up on the C.J. Bolton machine as they find him running on the inside of the racetrack out of harm's way. Dylan Kopech now reels in on the back bumper. All of a sudden, it's Keith Rocco applying the pressure again, John, to the leader, and that is Ryan Priest with car number 31.
And he is right there looking at the number 31 on the outside here, looking to race him out of the number 2 turn, and Rocco is going to power by the 31 with ease.
He does it on the outside. We don't see Keith Rocco make that move on the outside very often. Priest can't believe his eyes. He is now back in the 2nd spot, and we are 20 circuits into this 80-lap event. Now look at Priest. He's going to try it again. Same type of move, and he'll go to the outside of Rocco.
Scanning back, Szegedy has come up right behind Donnie Lashua and challenging for position off the number 4 corner as they come rumbling down the front straightaway, and Szegedy is going to go by the number 17.
Todd Szegedy, he's about to show his presence among the top 10 cars as well. Meanwhile, back in command, the 31 machine, still the leader of the pack. Ryan Priest and Keith Rocco, it's almost like they were playing games with each other, a little cat and mouse action like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Meanwhile, a little further back, Massey is also trying to work over Rowan Pennick. So that's currently the battle there, and Keeler's got a problem, John, as he heads on pit road.
That's the car that Doug Covey drove last year, the number 2 on the Whelen Modified Tour. Keeler took purchase, and a tough night here in his re-debut, if you will, with the Valenti Modified Racing Series.
Yeah, a good look back at the field. Everything pretty much settling in now with 23 laps up on the big board in this one. And now Woody Pitkat seems to be a little bit stronger as he continues to close up the gap ever so slightly on Keith Rocco, who's currently setting in the 2nd spot.
Absolutely.
And where is Dylan Kopech? You wouldn't know this youngster. He's got a lot of laps on this racetrack, and it's showing because he isn't let Woody Pitkat get out of his sight by any stretch of the imagination here.
And Todd closing gaps. You've got Szegedy coming up behind car number 99. So Todd, the winner at Monadnock Speedway, the season opener, trying to catch up and contest with the number 99.
He is up to the 9th position now, Szegedy, and he's moving forward as we speak. So 26 laps are now complete. And again, Priest is still the leader of this one. All of a sudden, Massey got a little bit loose, and here comes Ted Christopher.
He's on the move down bottom of turn number 3. He's side by side, nerf bar to nerf bar with car number 13, Steve Massey. Massey gives him a good strong run down the front straightaway to hold on to that spot, and Stephen did.
He did. He held on very impressively. Now Richard Savory and Todd Szegedy are going to start working over Teddy Christopher. Lap to automobile, Roy Seidel to the inside of the racetrack. No problem there, as again Priest is still the leader of the show. 28 laps of 80 now into the record books. And now it appears that Savory is starting to pick up the pace just a bit. He's all over Ted Christopher. Look at that bottom shot move, John.
It is a good one as he runs the bottom of the number 4 turn here. Tries to get the momentum coming out of that number 4 turn here. Look at Szegedy. He's putting pressure to Savory on the outside, so he's invited himself to the dance. and they are dancing down the back straightaway.
They certainly are, and dancing partner as all of a sudden Todd Szegedy, he's applying the pressure. He goes to the outside as well. Leader of the pack still remains Priest. Second is still Rocco. Pitcat is third. Kopech is fourth, and Rowan Pennock is up to 5. Massey is a 6th. Christopher is 7th. Savory is 8th. Szegedy is 9th, and Lashaway rounds out the top 10. Look at Richard Savory. Bonsai moved to the inside of Ted Christopher. Going, gone. As Savory picks up the spot, who's the tail that wags the dog now? It looks like Todd Szegedy as Christopher drops back a position here.
He fallen through that first and second turn, actually down the front straightaway, stays with that 99. There goes Massey by Pennock on him. Everybody's making their move on the low side of 3.
No question, and while that was happening, it is Keith Rocco back in command. Rocco back the leader of the event. Priest is still running in second. Woody Pitcat reels him in. 3 cars at the point contending for the number 1 spot. Here comes Savory. He's a man possessed. Richard Savory is picking them off one at a time, and Rowan Pennock continues to, well, drop back just a bit as it looks like back out at the point. It was Priest who was almost back in command, 33 and counting.
It certainly did look like he was going to make a run off that second turn down the back straightaway. Thought better of it. It forced the 40-car Pitcat to slip back maybe a car length or 2 off of the number 2 turn, although he's now starting to pedal quick. Here goes Priest to the outside. He's going to challenge and try to get that top spot one more time. Pitcat watches from car number 42, side by side down the front straightaway. They are even at the stripe.
No question about it. To the bottom of turn number 2, it is Keith Rocco in command. Massey moves into the 4th spot. Stephen Massey is a man possessed, and look at Savory.
He's on the move.
Savory is a man.
Look at Kopech.
And he just doesn't give up. He'll try the crossover again. Richard Savory has a rocket, and Dylan Kopech wants to be the fuel in that rocket, as now Szegedy tries to another position here. Here comes Woody Pitcat all over Priest. Lapped automobile to the inside of the racetrack. They come off the turn. Rocco comes back as the leader. Priest is still in second, and Pitcat takes a peek at it on the bottom.
This has been a very competitive race since the start of it. When the green flag came down, these guys showed that they were ready to race here tonight. And right now, they're nose to tail going into turn number 3. Savory is fast closing in car number 99.
Among the quickest cars now on the racetrack is Richard Savory. Savory's last time by 19.301. That puts him in the fast time slot. No question about that. Back up front, Pitcat has been patient so far with Priest. No love affair there, and Rocco still is the leader of the pack, but Massey is reeling him in.
Priest to the bottom bend as they go into turn number 1. Look at the crisscross here. Didn't happen. Thought Rocco was going to try to get a runoff too. It didn't happen, but he stays right behind Ryan Priest, who's really run well here tonight.
No question about it. Half of the event is all but history. At the halfway, it is Priest the leader, Rocco second, Pitcat is third, Massey is fourth, Savory's in fifth, Szegedy is in 6th, Kopech is 7th, Christopher 8th, Patnode is 9th, and Alexander rounds out the top 10.
Leaders go right by C.J. Bolton on the outside, and they got a clean racetrack out here on the straightaway as lap number 41 clicks up on the board.
It certainly does, and Ryan Priest now has the biggest lead that he has had during the first half of this event. Meanwhile, Savory, again, seems to be picking up the pace just a bit, trying to reel in on the back bumper of Massey. Woody Pitcat is all over Keith Rocco. Pitcat dives to the bottom. Turn 1, turn 2. Woody Pitcat, but Rocco gets a little more bite off the turn, and Rocco moves back into second.
That's good racing here. Modifieds here at Stafford Motor Speedway, the Valenti Modified Racing Series, getting it done here over the first 43 laps. Very competitive race. Scanning back through here, Beck is still having a good run, running in the 8th position right now. Todd Patnode is in 9th, and his crosstown rival Kirk Alexander's 10th.
No question as they come rumbling off the turn. Next car who about to go down a lap will be the Matt Mead machine that is currently setting in directly in front of the leaders. All of a sudden, Pitcat, who has just enough power to get up to the back bumper of Keith Rocco, but he hasn't been able to set himself up to make that transition. Looks to the inside, can't quite do it. as he comes rumbling off the turn and now pulls back into the direct line of fire here as well. Further back in the field, some good action going on between Patna and Alexander as they continue to have their own little mini war session going on down the back straightaway.
And that's for 9th position on the speedway. Right now, Patno's got that spot in the 05. Kirk is in the 10th position in car number 43.
Also slightly off the pace now is the Pastriak number 5 machine. It slows on the inside of the racetrack down to the bottom of turn number 2 as they thunder back to the stripe. Meanwhile, it is Woody Pitcat up to 2nd. Woody Pitcat, the Patterson Farms machine, is now running in 2nd. And John, you called it at the start of this event. That team felt like this was going to their day here at Stafford.
They felt like a W was coming to them, or they were close to a W. They thought it could happen tonight. They figured if not, maybe Seekonk in a couple of weeks. Right now, he looks like he is a guy that could possibly win this thing.
He certainly does. Woody Pitcat takes over the lead. Pitcat, the man who won the greatest race in the history of spring on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour, moving up the chart to be one of the all-time winners here at Stafford. Woody Pitcat, the brand new leader. Priest setting in 2nd. Rocco still in the 3rd spot. Then there's a huge gap between the 3rd place car and the 4th place car of Massey. We've got a yellow. Caution comes a spin in turn number 2. And it looks like it's Rowan Pennick's machine. So 50 of 80 laps now complete.
Back up front, the Patterson's Farm, number 42 of Woody Pitcat. Still sitting in 2nd. Massey's up to the 4th spot. Richard Savory is in the 5th spot. And Kevin Stewart's race car for Zegedy is up among the top 6 cars.
The curious Tommy Barron's got 2 wins here at Stafford Motor Speedway. Ted Christopher, Keith Rocco, Chris Pastriak, John McKennedy, Steve Massey, Ryan Priest, and Todd Zegedy have been the victory lane with the Valenti Modified Racing Series here at Stafford. June drops the green, and we are back to rolling and trouble.
Double file will make you smile. And then all of a sudden, Todd Zegedy, very quietly but quickly, has come to the front of this field in Kevin Stewart's race car. That was the car that won at Monadnock. Still a lot of racing left in this one. Here's John Spence as we head back to green.
All right, thank you very much, Ben. Chad Stevens looks them over, throws the green flag into the air, and here we go. Back to racing here.
Outside of Keith Rocco.
Who's 5th?
Well, yes, and Woody Pitcat is still the leader of the pack. Here, side-by-side racing for the 3rd spot. Zegedy changes his line, John.
Well, we got a batch of cars behind. Push underneath the Napa Auto Care Center sign.
We sure do, and everybody seems to be pulling away. One of the cars involved, we believe, is one of the Pastriak cars.
Number 85. Spoken to Norman earlier tonight. He and Kirk Alexander are parked right next to each other back in the paddock area. And both of those machines were very, very, very tight. And Todd Zegedy and his team made a big adjustment from the heat race to the feature event today. Went back to the same setup they ran here at that number
the Valente Modified Series a year ago. Let's see what's going to happen now as we're about ready to get him fired back up. Staring him down once again as we go to green.
And Stevens drops that flag. It's going back.
Keep your eyes on Zagady, because he's a man with a mission that's now surfaced on the podium along the top of the
Got the car 05. He got by Alexander, and he moves his race car.
And Ted Christopher. Now, Christopher is shake out there. 54, 80 laps down the place.
sponsors of the 2015 Series Rookie Award. So we'd like to welcome them to our Multi-Modified Racing Series at Agnes Racing Products. And also, Indian Racewear as we get set there, buddy, to go back to green flag here. What's it going to happen and who's it going to be? As Chan looks them over, Ben Collin.
As they head off turn number 4, the green is out and